Wait a minute, why are you here? Let me guess. You were searching for the story of Bucky. Well, if that's the case, then you're in the right place. Everyone in the Marvel Universe has some kind of superpower which they use to protect the universe, but this guy has done something different that surely you don't want to miss out on. So, stick with us while we take you through a thrilling life journey of Bucky Barnes. Welcome back to EvoChronicles, where we showcase the evolution of movies, video games, and characters. And in this video, we're going to see the evolution of Bucky. One of the most loved fictional characters who came into life and stole millions of hearts is James Buchanan, popularly known as Bucky Barnes. This video will take you on a tour that will revolve around the evolution of Bucky. Even if nothing is known to you, still, in the end, you'll get connected to this character. Life journey of Bucky as a soldier. The character portrayed by Sebastian Stan was created by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, and first appeared in Captain America comics. Bucky's original costume and the Bucky nickname has been used by other heroes in the Marvel Universe over the years. Originally introduced as a sidekick to Captain America, and became his best friend, these two characters surely lived on when the point was revolving around friendship. He is only the second character after Captain America who has lived in the 1940s, and even in the 21st century. So it's fair to call him a time traveler. It's up to you to decide it, but let me tell you one thing, his age is as equal to a century. Yeah, it is true if we look on with the time reference, he certainly is a century-old guy, but he doesn't look at him with reference of age because of the way he looks like someone fit enough to star in a teen warlock drama. He is that charismatic and a charmer who just steals hearts in a walk.
Who the hell is Bucky?
It was in Captain America: The First Avenger where he was seen for the first time. In the beginning, he saves Rogers from a street fight, and later, when Rogers was teamed up with other soldiers, he accompanied him in his missions. In 1945, the team later assaults a train carrying Zola. Rogers and Barnes engage in a fight with the soldiers on the train, during which Barnes falls from the train to his apparent death. Rogers gets deeply affected by the loss of his best friend, and is convinced by Carter to use his sorrow as motivation to put an end to Hydra for good. This was the moment when all had thought that it was the end of Bucky, but less was known that he would be back in a dark demeanor. Evolution of Bucky as a dark hero, the Winter Soldier. Bucky now had been presumed deceased, becoming honored as a hero. But because of his enhanced abilities, he somehow managed to survive the fall, but lost his left arm. He was found by the Soviet Union, as well as Hydra, and this marked the beginning of the Winter Soldier. He had been brainwashed and armed with a new cybernetic limb in order to become their operative, known as the Winter Soldier. Over those next 50 years, he would eliminate anyone who posed any kind of threat to Hydra, including Howard Stark and his wife Maria. Between all these assassination missions, he would be put back into a cryogenic stasis to ensure his longevity. In 2014, he'd been assigned with a task to kill Nick Fury, to ensure that all Pierce's schemes with Project Insight could go ahead. This led to a fight where he met Steve Rogers. Which had eventually triggered him to begin remembering his prior life. Bucky, now free from his brainwashing, deserted Hydra to remember his past and end his long, violent history. But before this, he did something that created chaos among the Avengers. In 1991, Bucky causes a car to crash and recovers bags of a serum that turns people into super soldiers. This was the turning point of his life because he wasn't aware of the things that he was doing. A bomb was planted and blasted in the UN assembly. The investigation revealed that it was planted by the Winter Soldier, who is Bucky, the friend of Captain America. This sets up a mission to find Bucky at any cost, but his best friend was the one who succeeded in the task. Bucky, when confronted by Rogers, said that he hadn't done anything, and is living his life with a low profile, and even said that there are other soldiers like him trained by Hydra. Bucky had been repeatedly saved by Captain America, which sparked the Avengers Civil War as a team of Avengers led by Iron Man was sent to capture him. Zemo, who wanted to seek revenge from the Avengers, revealed that Bucky had murdered Stark's parents years ago in 1991. He somehow managed to survive Stark's revenge as Rogers was with him.
That shield doesn't belong to you. You don't deserve it. My father made that shield.
Later, he was given amnesty in Wakanda by T'Challa and was placed in cryostasis until all Hydra's control could be removed. Bucky has spent a lot of time in Wakanda trying to regain control of his mind, and T'Challa gives him a new vibranium arm which now aids in his strength. Later on, he fought with the Avengers against Thanos to save the universe. Bucky bids Roger farewell, knowing of his intention to travel back to the 1940s to live with Peggy Carter. He was there to witness Rogers as a much older man. How difficult it would have been for him as he saw his best friend going back in time and realizing that it would be an end to the quest which they did together to protect humanity. The end of a new beginning. When Steve Rogers' Captain America passed the shield to Sam Wilson's Falcon at the end of Avengers Endgame, it marked the start of a new era for the Star-Spangled Symbol. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the next stage where Bucky can be seen in a whole new avatar. In response to John Walker being chosen as the new Captain America, Bucky is angry that Walker was given Steve Rogers' shield after Sam Wilson donated it to the Smithsonian, which prompted Barnes to meet with Wilson in person. Despite their opposing viewpoints, they ended up facing the new threat of the Flag Smashers together. He and Sam Wilson would go on a mission to stop the Flag Smashers, temporarily working with Helmut Zemo and Sharon Carter. The mission was complicated by Walker's attacks. Bucky and Wilson were forced to defeat Walker to stop him from continuing to be Captain America. Bucky then joined Wilson and Walker in the final battle with the Flag Smashers, helping in their defeat and making amends with his past. Uniqueness in Bucky's story. Marvel has used Bucky's character to explore men's mental health in more depth and with more care than ever before, as Bucky is the first superhero in the franchise to go to professional therapy. What distinguishes Bucky from the other male superheroes is that he seeks help to improve his mental health. Now this is interesting. Who, except Bucky, do you know a superhero who seeks help when he goes out of his lane? Later, when he gets his senses back, he repented for the crimes he's committed. Everyone has a story to tell, but he's a superhero who admits what wrong he's done. That, too, when he never had his senses within his touch. Later life. Currently, Bucky Barnes is now continuing his path of redemption, and a prime example was in one of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier's last scenes where he finally confessed to the murder of a man whose father he'd grown close to in his attempts to reveal the truth. Now, the former Winter Soldier is ready to enter a more hopeful and peaceful future as he's truly making genuine amends to leave the past behind. Bucky is embracing a new future to become a force for good, which will presumably be alongside Sam Wilson, who's embraced his role as the new and genuine Captain America. What excites us more is that he isn't retired and has no intention to give up on the way he lives. That means surely in the coming years we can see him taking up different roles to save the universe. A hint can be seen in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where Bucky reckons with his lack of self-care to his therapist as he says,
I had a little calm in Wakanda. And other than that, I just went from one fight to another for 90 years.
This statement is true itself as we've come a long way in his journey. This little calm is something we've seen before in the post-credits scene of Black Panther, where Bucky is showing Sam's metal arm in a hut, where Wakandan children call him White Wolf. So is that a hint our anti-hero, who turned out to be a savior later, is going to be called a White Wolf who has similarity with him? Well, to know what happens next, stay tuned and connected to the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to EvoChronicles and hit the notification bell so that you can always be notified by our regular updates. We'll be back with another story of a different superhero.